Wasn't easy.
Nope.
What were your biggest takeaways from this one?
Resiliency and fight. Want to start off by saying Craig Porter changed the entire basketball game. Like, that was big time for him to come out there, do what he did on the defensive end. My favorite play was the free he missed after the steal. I mean, that corner, just for him, just to continue to be that best, to figure things out. Like, that was a big game. And then I'm going to set the tone for all of us. Myself and every unit try to have our best nights, but continue to push through. Sam, being the best like he always is. J.A. Down the line, Lonzo, being steady. I think as a group, we did a lot of positive things throughout the night. Because it's not going to be easy. Like, they're a playoff team, and they're trying to do what we're all trying to do. So they were all trying to contend and can try to, win championships. So it's not going to be easy, but we continue to find a way, especially in our fourth quarter. We did a good job.
You finally got Dre back tonight. How much did that start to open us out?
Yeah, I mean, you see, like, it was just efficient for him, and they're finding his spots. And obviously, there were certain shots he turned down, which he didn't. But like the fact that he's continued to be aggressive, get on the offensive rebounds, being a pass defensive, being able to switch 1 through 5 at the end. So that's what he brings to us. And well done.
No, the zone kind of gave you guys some trouble there, and especially in the fourth. But what's the key to not compounding mistakes against something like that when you get kind of clunky there?
Yeah, I mean, it's all a growing process, right? Like, tonight we got clunky. I promise you we get to it again, we'll work on it, be fine. Like, I think just you got to go through these things in order to progress and get better. So that third quarter, officially the last 5 minutes, I want to say, was tough, was rough, and you give them credit. But, for us to figure out in the fourth quarter what we did, that's what you want to see, natural progression. And I think sometimes we do a job of trying to find the perfect shot. Like, we do a little too unselfish, which leads to, them being able to make rotation. Sometimes the shot is just a shot that is contested. We shoot at a higher cliff that we should be able to make those. But that's the biggest thing that we learning about.
How beneficial is it to be able to identify some of these struggles this early in the season?
Good time. I mean, I think, as unfortunate as it is that DG and Dre and Max have been out, there's a silver lining there of guys being able to figure things out, so we have the idea, so we know what we need. And then obviously when you get those levels of guys back, continue to do what we do. But I think it allows us to have to think through things early, find those things, and then when they get back, continue to build on what we did.
You were critical Friday night of the fourth quarter that you guys had against Brooklyn. You had an 18-point lead against tonight. Milwaukee came back. They got even with you. Do you view it the same kind of way, or is it?
I think it's a little different because I think it's I don't blame our defense in a sense. I think we were fighting on the boards tonight. I think we had 18 offensive rebounds, some crazy number. I don't know. Like, we did a lot of things that we worked. I talked about in Brooklyn. I think it was just our offense in that zone, and that's another thing we just have to learn and go through and figure out. So I don't have the same energy towards this game than I do against Brooklyn. I think it's a progression, and on top of that, we responded in the fourth quarter and did what we needed to do. There was no sense of panic. There was no sense of nothing. There was consecutive possessions, or even when they responded back, we were able to push back. So just step in the right direction. It's not a giant leap, but it's a step in the right direction.
Last year, in a lot of late game situations, Evan was the guy to reball in, but now tonight, it's the one that getting the free throw. What's it say about him? It's one of the first options there.
Yeah, we were talking about him taking that step, right? That's just another part of it, and it's not going to be perfect. I mean, it's not going to be something that just comes in and boom, it just happens. Like, this is another step. Like I said, we didn't necessarily shoot our best, but he went to the free throw line 10 times and knocked all of them down. So, like, that's the progression. Coming to get the ball late, that's an option, that's a progression. How about the 5 teams have to respect that? So just change how we're being covered and guarded, and that will ultimately continue to take us to our next level.
You also always talk about how you want Dean to take as many frees as you possibly could get him. But when he's making decisions as quickly as he is, he has a lot of swing passes.
That's it all, too, though. Yeah, out to the leg.
Exactly. It's just, what kind of lift does that give you guys?
And I mean, that's just him being Kansas State D. Like, like that's and we all know who he is defensively. Like, there was one possession he guarded, was it Giannis or Robbie Portis, and then switched on the Rollins, like, and got a tough late clock shot. Like, that's who he is defensively. And then on top of that, you see what he's doing. He's just an added bonus to on top of his shooting. So when he's continued to make those quick decisions, it makes us all the better.
The positive evolution of Sam Merrill, what has stood out to you about his beauty?
He's very vocal, which I think is huge. He's in the timeout talking about, we're talking about his own defense mistakes or his own offense mistakes, and he's talking about giving her 20 points. Like, you want that out of a guy like Sam, who comes in there every day, picking up full court, being the best, and then obviously knocking down threes the way he does. So it's great to continue to have that type of leadership. And it's not just coming from myself or Ev or DJ, it's coming from everybody, hold each other accountable.
Sticking with Sam, Kenny said that he's been arguably like the best player for you guys so far this year. What is his addition to the starting lineup?
I mean, like he just causes havoc, and then defensively, he was one of our better defenders last year, and he's shown it again this year. Like I said, last game against Cam Thomas, I wanted to guard Cam Thomas in the 4. He's like, no, like, I got it. Like, you know what I mean? You want that. You want a guy who's willing to do whatever it takes to pre-ball. The offensive foul that he drew on Gary Trent, like, that's just the little things. You know, even before the game, I was talking about pressure in the guards, and he was like, well, you got the point guard, so you ready to shoot? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was joking, like, but it's like a level of accountability that you want to have. And I think that's what speaks volumes outside of just his play, is like he's consistent in everything he does. And I think he has a effect from everybody in his locker room.
Mentioned something to me about trying to be more of a vocal leader this year. To what Sam said he was trying to.
He's doing that. Yeah, he's doing that. But like I said, when you have the respect of everybody sees you in the gym, everybody sees you working on their body. Him and I try to beat each other to the gym. Like you're able to, you know, have everybody's here. And if you say something there, it's like, oh, we definitely should listen. And it's similar with Max. I think both of those guys do a great job of that and holding everybody accountable. And I think you need that in your locker room as well as vocally, but also going out there and doing it.
How was it being back in Rocket Arena?
Yeah.
Back in frame?
Love the whiteout. One front two made them sweat a little bit, our fans, but, you know, a win's a win, and it's good to be back.